Hey, what's up, guys? Um, you know, every day I swear I learn something new, and it's kind of fun to talk to all these people from all over the world. I get more and more people reaching out to me to launch podcast, and here's what I can tell you right now. In the marketplace, with so many podcasts in the marketplace. Um, you really need to niche down. The funny saying that niches is in the riches, or excuse me, riches in the niches, um, is really, really true in podcasting. It's like anything else. You cannot just launch a generic show and hope to win in this space. You've got to pick a industry and then go inside that industry and do a show just for that. So I was just talking with a guy earlier today, and he specializes in working with people in the health and fitness, space, and really, in particular, helping guys who are over 40, really work on their health and fitness so they can be better in business. It's a pretty good niche. I mean, it could be niched down a little bit further, but it's a pretty good niche. And he wanted to launch a show really geared towards, just talking to those people about health and fitness. And I said, it's not a strong enough show because there's so much competition in the marketplace. So through a little brainstorming and discussion, I found out that he'd spent a lot of his career doing health and fitness retreats, doing, quite a few every year in national state parks, and has put some pretty cool processes together. So we talked about, why not launch a show that is, walking people through how to do fitness retreats, and then target the over 40 niche of those people inside there. So now he's teaching the over 40 health and fitness people that are in that market space, do a monetization of their business by learning how to do fitness retreats in state parks. I mean, it's niche as hell. And when you do it, when you get that tight, especially on a podcast, what you're thinking about is you got people that are doing SEO, or excuse me, doing Google searches and podcast searches for this type of content. So you have a ready-made audience, excuse me, looking for that kind of stuff. So if you're thinking about launching a show, what I want you to think about is how tiny of a niche can I really, really go to, make the best show possible. I mean, I have a buddy that runs a show that he's got 4,000 listeners. That's it. 4,000 listeners to the show. And he runs a multi-million-dollar podcast. And it's because he is so niche that the information he is teaching on the show is targeted at these 4,000 people. I mean, it's very, very, very specific. So what I want you to think about, if you're looking at launching a corporate podcast, you're thinking about launching a podcast for your business, is how tight of a niche can I go to make sure I put the right message to the right people. That's why we're encouraging a lot of corporations to launch internal employee targeted podcasts. And we're walking them through, how do they take everything they were doing, everything they've been doing communication wise, and start taking that into their employees. So think about employee training, employee discussions, and everything that surrounds, the communication that they're doing for their employees, but they're doing it via podcasting. You can't get more niche than, targeting the employees of your company, unless you were going to start individual shows in each department, which may be a little bit much for an undertaking. But that's what we're talking about, is get tight and narrow, just like you should for your business. Get tight and narrow on the podcast, because it gets a really targeted, specific message sent to the right people. And if your goal is awareness, man, those right people will hear. If your goal is revenue, those right people will hear. If your goal is prospecting, the right people will hear it because they're looking for it. Hope that helps you out, guys. Stay tuned. More stuff coming. We'll talk soon. Later.